All right, what's going on, guys? Hold on, give me a second. All right. That music was a little actually intense, and I'm sorry about that. That was a little bit intense. It's hard to find good, free, copyright free music. So I'm sorry, but it's what I got right now. I'm gonna bring on Instagram live right now. Karen, if you can hear me, can you go ahead and go onto Instagram and go onto my page and then go live on there so I can invite you. But thank you everybody for joining. Normally we do uh, interviews with candidates. Obviously, May 1st is already coming on. We have some new elected officials, especially in those unseated, not uncontested, but um, people that incumbents were not going to be in those seats anymore. So we definitely have some new city council members, uh, whether you like it or not. So, um, but it's really interesting to see how that's going to play out. So definitely something that to look forward to, and hopefully make sure we keep uh, getting those people. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Yes. All right. So let me go ahead without further ado. Let me go bring in our guest. Oh, hello.
Hi. Yes.
Hey,
Hi.
make sure you turn your Instagram all the way down. Audio. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to turn it the other way on Instagram. Yeah, because it's not going to. Yeah, it's a little weird.
I'm
um,
multitasking here.
yeah, right. Yeah, I know. We usually we just do it on here and then just leave it as just record Instagram or record Facebook through my Instagram. But um, I know you primarily use Instagram a lot, so um,
Yeah.
any way you could turn it out just a little bit more?
Turn it down or turn it up?
Yeah, the volume, turn it down like all the way for Instagram because we don't need any on there.
Yeah, it
If
says it's all the way down.
it is okay. Um, all right, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Karen Miranda. And yeah, I am 27 years old right now. And I am I like to be involved within the community. I am a student. I go to Texas A&M at the moment. I am going for my international business degree as a bachelor's. And yeah, that's a little bit of me. I'm also a entrepreneur. I have my own business on the side, on top of my, full-time job that I do. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And if anybody hears any feedback, just let me know and we'll try to adjust it. Um, but yeah, so the real reason why I wanted you to be on is because I had saw a couple of your posts and you were talking about volunteering at um some of the shelters here. Which ones did you volunteer at specifically?
So I volunteer at the one based on the Lackland base, and then the one at the Freeman Coliseum. So right now at the moment, I am doing both. And I'm not necessarily just volunteering. I work for the shelters. So that there's a difference, of course, volunteering and then
Oh, okay.
working with the shelter. So that's what I do right now. I work for both. So they at first it was just the Freeman Coliseum shelter, and then more children were arriving, so they decided to transfer some into to the Lockland base, and of course it's all boys from the ages of 13 to 17 years old.
Oh wow. How is that? I mean, it's already to begin with girls being in an area like in high school, right? For just being all boys, I know it's a little bit difficult sometimes. So how is it just in general? I mean, being a female and then being around just all boys.
um, Honestly, when I first got there, it was a little, of course you go through the process of, I guess, checking in. You got to take the COVID test. You gotta, check in, get your badge, get a little training, tell you a little bit about what's going on there, how you're gonna help, what you're gonna be doing, how you're gonna be assisting and stuff.
Mhm.
And that process is a little bit long. It's about maybe an hour and a half. And then after there, they take you where all, the youth are at. Um, Let me say, when I walked in there and I saw bed after bed filled with youth, um, guys, I was in shock. I walked in and I was like, wow, there's just so many.
Mhm.
I have never experienced anything like that. When I got there, it was a graveyard shift. That's what they call it. I got there at 11 p.m. and I was scheduled to be there till 7 a.m. the next day. So everybody, of course, was asleep. But and then the youth workers were just walking around, kind of just making sure everybody was asleep, making sure if anyone needed anything, they were around. But it was sad just to walk in and then to see everybody, laying there. And it was a little bit of a shock, but yeah, it was definitely something new for me.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah.
What got you in this type of work itself? Like, have you done it before? Or was this your first time, working at a shelter?
This was my first time. I had never worked at any kind of shelter, any type of shelter before. The way I got in here, one, they had a job fair for in Genesis, which is the other company that is having the shelter located at the Lackland base. And that was a job fair. My friend told me about it because she knows how much, I like to be involved and like to help. So she brought it to my attention. She's like, hey, they're having a job fair. I feel like this is something you're going to be interested in. And I went to go check it out. I went. Got the job right there and then as a youth care, and that's how I got the one for the Lackland base. The one located at the Freeman Coliseum, that was actually sent directly to me from another agency that is working there, that's recruiting people to help, either as case workers, youth care, administrative assistants, anything like that. So then that I was approached separately for the one in Freeman Coliseum, and they were like, as an admin assistant. So that's how I got into the Freeman Coliseum one,
Mhm.
and as an admin assistant.
Gotcha. And so, how can are you guys still looking for help, or people to apply and things like that?
Yes, they are still looking for help, volunteering wise, because the volunteering they do it through a church, and that is already full. Um,
Mm.
that has already been full. I check the website pretty much every day. I checked it for today too, just in case anyone wanted to volunteer. But
Right.
volunteering wise is completely full. You can still try it and send your request, but I don't. There's no guarantee that you'll get in. Maybe if someone happens to not want to do it anymore, then maybe they'll contact you. But as far as workers and like actually working and helping, they are pretty much hiring every day. There's new people coming in every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, as far as with, Freeman Coliseum was getting a lot of bad press. So, uh, did you see anything of those type of allegations or anything like that or do you think it was false or?
No, I honestly did not. I was worried about that when I got the position offered to me and going here. That was one of my concerns. I was so nervous. I was scared. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna expect. I don't know how it is in there. I just didn't know anything, but I went in there with an open heart and open mind, and it was actually it was good. I didn't see anything where I'm to the point where what, I need to report this or I need to get out of here. Nothing like that, thank God. So I mean, there's people that say so many different things, and I was like, well, it's my opportunity to experience it on my own, see it with my I see if this is true, but I did not experience anything like that. The only thing I could say is, these are children from 13 to 17 years old, and they're all boys. And boys are boys. So
Right.
that was the only thing is sometimes you got to be a little bit more stern with them and stuff like that. But other than that, there was nothing where people were going out of their limit or power that they have there with them. So yeah, I didn't really experience that. If anything, all these youth workers that were there during my shifts have been very, very, very caring. Very, they have taken stuff to have there because they have activities for the youth there that they could do. And some people have taken like yarn to make bracelets and anything like that. So the youth workers, they take that in. I could tell, the youth workers that I have met that are there, because they actually want to help and they actually
Mhm.
enjoy it and they want to be some sort of part of their lives while they're being there.
Yeah. And so, what are some of the things that you think could help in this situation? I mean, it's not really helping them kind of being stuck there, right? So, I mean, what are some things that you think could have been done differently or could be done differently in your perspective or in consensus around everybody working there? Like, I know there's usually some type of chatter sometimes that like that's not really talked about, but like, what are some things that you see that maybe that you guys are talking about that hey, this could be so much better, if they did this or whatever it is.
um that's a really good question. I don't know, maybe just the setup, how they have it. The beds, how they have them is just one, those beds that can just fold.
Hmm.
Maybe have that, I don't know, a little better set up for them. But I mean, other than that, they do have a lot of resources there for them. They have, you know, um, the caseworkers that are trying to find them the home for them, whether it's a family member or adoption. That's set up for them. They have, if they happen to get sick, they have that provided for them. They have education department as well there, to teach them and stuff like that. They have activities for them, and of course, food and everything. They also have a recreation system there, meaning people can go and donate stuff there for them, whether it's games, clothing, shoes, anything like that. But all this, of course, was provided when they first arrived there. Clothing, hygiene stuff was provided to them as well. And they have all the resources there for them. To be honest, they do, from law to to education and all that kind of stuff. So
So where how can people donate to this and resources and things like that? Where do people need to go to donate?
So if you want to donate at the Freeman Coliseum, of course you just go there, and when you're going through, because there's security you got to go through so you can get in. So you just go to them and you let them know, hey, I'm here to donate clothing or any kind of games, and then they'll take it from there. Because I don't think you can get in there if you don't have a badge.
Hmm.
And then
Gotcha.
of course it's the same thing for the one located at the Lackland base.
Okay. Well, yeah, yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah.
you mentioned adoption. So what are they? If they don't have any family here, they can't get a hold of anybody. Are they doing like outright adoptions for this, or what?
That I do not know, to be honest. I don't want to give the wrong information. I just know that the program, well, not the program, but these shelters are intended to be here only till May 31st. After that, I haven't heard anything what's going to happen if all the unaccompanied children haven't received a home or haven't found a home. I'm not too sure what's going to happen after that, but
Mm.
right now I just know people are, the caseworkers are trying to find them a home. adoption. And then I know, like, if you're 18 years old and you're at the shelter, then they send you to the church. The church takes them in, and they go from there. If you're 18.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, so what are some things that you wanted? I know because you were gonna, reach out to your viewers as well. So what was that message going to be for them, and I guess for everybody else too? So what's that message that you wanted to give?
Um, that honestly, volunteering here and helping them um, was was very touching for me. Just in a way that it it kind of, not that I don't appreciate life or don't appreciate anything. It's just it helped me appreciate more. Um, and honestly, helping to me has always been in me, and just being part of the shelters, and seeing how it is there, and being a youth care, you have the opportunity to talk to them. Now, when you have the opportunity to talk to them, you also got to be careful what you're saying, because you don't want to say the incorrect things. You don't want to give them any type of advice when it comes to their situation. You also kind of want to still kind of stay a little bit private about your life with them, and just conversating with them, and then helping them with activities, and and rotating among all the groups that are there, because I divide them in groups, and then I assign the youth care workers to each group, and each group has about maybe four to three, or no, 4 to 5 youth care workers, because people are coming in, switching shifts. Some are there during the day, some are there during the midday, and some are there overnight, and
Mhm.
some are there from the other day till all the way to the next day at night. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was my first day. My first day there, it was hard. It was tough for me because I have never worked overnight. So around 4 a.m., I was like some sort of like dozing off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I was like, oh my god, stay awake, stay awake. So I drank a lot of coffee and everything, but um, just honestly, being more interactive, more active with what's going on, and everything. This youth children, um, they are very, very kind. And the reason I say that is because when they pass by me, they're like, "Hi, good morning," and everything like that. Some seem, you could tell some seem desperate, some seem lost, like what's gonna happen. If I don't find a home, like you can tell that in their face. You can see that in their face. You can see that they're coming here and they don't know anybody. They don't know anybody, and you could just see in their face, like, man, what's gonna be of me? What's gonna happen?
Right.
And they also have a prayer station. When I saw that, I was like, I had to look away. To be honest, I had to look away. I was like, look away, because that's honestly really, really got to me. Seeing them pray, they could be there for hours, just praying and praying and praying, and that honestly was the most touching thing that I saw. Volunteering here, and helping at the shelter. So I mean, any way that y'all can, anyone could help, whether by donating or anything,
Right.
it could go a long, 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 long way. Um, I don't see it as I'm working. I see it as I'm helping.
Mm.
Whether helping doesn't necessarily mean you gotta donate or you gotta give money. Um, just being there, and helping with the paperwork for them, and getting them the youth workers that they need. That's a lot of help. That's a lot of
Yeah.
help for them. So in any way anyone can help, like, it doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah. Definitely. Um. Oh, let's see. Steph says, "Are you talking about the migrant children at the Freeman Coliseum?" Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's echoing. Sorry, it's echoing in your audio. Sorry, I'm going back here. um, yeah, yeah, we're talking about that, and just kind of some of the things that we can do to help and donate and volunteer time to this. And there was, I mean, there's two or three different shelters. You said it was
That I know of, there's only two
okay.
for the boys, because there's no girls there. It's all boys, and that's the one, the Freeman Coliseum, and the one at the Lackland base. I'm not aware of another shelter, to be honest. I think those are the only two that we have.
So where are the girls at?
Um, that's a good question. I did ask that because I kind of knew y'all were going to ask that, and they were unable to relate that information to me.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. You know, and
Yeah.
that's the big thing that I get worried about. Because I know there's
Hmm.
also been the allegations of trafficking, and I that makes me hurt so bad when I hear trafficking instances, but especially, and again, this, we don't know if this is true because obviously it's very hush hush. Though I mean, we don't know if sometimes some of these kids end up being trafficked, and that's what, hopefully nothing is happening like that. Um, are there things like that you guys can do, like a whistleblower in a sense, like to say, look, this is what I'm seeing, or anything like that, or do they not provide those resources?
You mean as like reporting if we see something
Right. Yeah.
suspicious? Yes, of course they're really big about that. About reporting if you see anything suspicious. That's something that they continually tell you and tell you. Make sure if you see anything that might look suspicious or might not look right. If a youth, even if a youth care worker is, doing something that just does not seem right, to right away and report it. So they are really big about that. They are very persistent with it. But yeah, just like, just report it right away. Don't be afraid, don't be scared, to report anything that might look suspicious, might not look right. No
Right.
matter how small it is,
Yeah.
just make sure you report it.
That's
But
good. So what are some things that you would like to see? Just 'cause it's good to get a different perspective, but what are some of the things that you think could be better for the immigration policies? Like, what are some things that you think would be better?
um, policies,
I mean, not necessarily specifically. Like,
yeah.
I don't want you to, like, I'm not telling you to cite policies, but I'm just saying, like, is there something that you would like, just a concept of how the border works and immigration? Like, is there something that some type of concept that you think you would like to see?
Mm, yes, of course. I know that there's a lot of, bias about, them arriving here with nothing, without their parents, and their parents sending them over here. Um, but I know, like, they do it with a mind and a heart that they're gonna find a better life over here. But what I think could be different is just, creating some sort of system, for them, or make it a little bit more easier for, for children, if they want a better life, to come to, another country. Just kind of have a system that makes it easier for them, so this is not happening. Not that at the same time makes it right for, and I don't mean this in any type of bad way, but, you know not to make it okay for parents to send them here by themselves, but they have the reasons why they do that. But I don't know, maybe just creating a better system, for them. And I mean, I haven't really gave it so much thought to it. I've just been in a mind where I'm here, I'm helping, and I just want to see what it is like, from my perspective. But other than that, I just feel maybe have a better system
Yeah.
when they come here.
Yeah. So, I mean, with this experience, does that make you maybe want to look into it some more? and maybe they'll start
Yes.
thinking about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's the thing that, a lot of people, once they get exposed to it, right? So you could be totally against people coming over or whatever it is, but unless you actually lived through it or seen it, you don't really have that same type of feeling, So I think it's
Correct.
different when people get exposed to it, or to really start looking and see how things work, and you really start educating yourself with the different types of things that are happening in our own backyard, right? I mean, this is our backyard. This is happening at, and
Yeah.
you know, we need to look and see what's happening, or what policies are being in place, and who's doing what, right? Because
Yeah.
we definitely want to make sure these kids are safe, um,
Correct.
and you know, and they're being treated fairly as well. So, but is there any other things that you want to say regarding like your experience or anything before we wrap up?
Um, it, I mean, no, it definitely does make me wonder. Like, I'm sure many has wondered, what happens after, what's going to happen if they do end up closing these shelters on May 31st, and not all the children have found a home, an adoption, or are they going to send them back? So that's something that, I would really like to know. I'm also careful when I go there. I don't, I ask my questions, but I also don't want him to start getting a little bit maybe like suspicious, like, hey, why is this girl coming in and she's asking so many questions about what's going on in here, So I kind of
Hey,
try.
sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to be that
Yeah.
person.
And I actually found myself being that person, the person on the first day. I was asking from the moment I walked in, because the agency that hired me as the admin at the Freeman Coliseum, when I arrived there on my first day, I had to call a certain number, and then a guy will meet me up in the front, and then will take me in, and then walk me on from there. So as soon as that person arrived to the front, I was like, so this, and that, and what do you go, and what is this, and then where do the children arrive? What time do they arrive? And about how many children arrive? I was just asking questions, and I could just tell in his face, kind of a little bit like, um, like, why are you asking so many questions? Like, you just got here. But I did go in there, and I was very open, wide. I was looking everywhere. I was paying attention to everything. I was paying attention to the conversations. I was paying attention to the workers, and like, I was just very, very, very alive there when I first arrived, and I'm still am. That hasn't changed, but I do ask my questions, and when I go home, I remember them. I write them down. But yeah, I mean, they have many resources there for them. They're I guess the government agency that is has provided this for them have meetings every day in the mornings. I haven't seen them yet. I haven't witnessed that, but I haven't witnessed them walking around the shelter, or anything like that. But there's security everywhere. You're not allowed to use your phone. You're not allowed to take it out. Nothing like that. Your phone has to be away the entire time, unless if it's an emergency, then yeah, you can take that call or anything like that. But if they see you take out your phone and you're texting or doing anything like that, they pretty much terminate you, and they tell you how to leave.
Yeah.
So the moment you walk in to that shelter, you walk in and you get your badge scan. Your phone has to be away at all times. At all times.
Yeah,
So
and the thing that does strike odd to me is when because I go back to the adoption thing, because that kind of really hits home for me. Um, and there's already, Texas has the most kids that are waiting in foster care or waiting to be adopted in the U.S. I mean, we had like about 250,000 kids waiting. So the fact that they're going to try to adopt these kids out, I really want to know what
how
this
that
process
works.
is, right? Like,
Hmm.
so like there's already so many kids waiting. Who's going to be able to adopt these kids, right? What are the what are the qualifications, right? Are we making sure we're not putting these kids in traffickers' hands, right? Are we, there's so many different things that come to mind, right? When you say adoptions, it's like whoa, because you know how big Texas is a big trafficking issue, right? Um,
Yes.
oh, hold on,
I don't know what happened.
my life cut out. um, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so I mean that's a big issue, right? Oh, um, yeah, so it's a big issue, and that worries me, right? Because if you're gonna have so many people um put into the system for adoption, then where are you going to find these parents? Where are you going to find these parents willing to adopt? Because it's already hard enough as it is. I'll tell you that it's already hard to adopt. Um, and then you have the option to adopt from through the state,
Hmm.
but it still costs money. But there's so many different variables that it does worry me for these kids that I hope they have a I hope they figure something out for him, and not just the government, because I don't really have faith in the government too much to do this.
Same here.
Right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
And
hoping that,
that's sad. That's kind of a
yeah,
sad situation that you don't have so much hope in the government to help and find the best solution for them. To me, that's I think that's even more upsetting.
well, I mean, and
It's like,
I've never, at the end of the day, the government shouldn't really, to me, be really mixed up into that. I think we do it better independently. And I
mhm,
think independent people can do that betterly, or not betterly. That's not a word, but better. Um, or even like some certain private organizations, nonprofits and things like that, that can do these a lot better, and handle this situation better than the government would. So, I'm just hoping that we can, shed some light on this, and at least for now, um, donate or volunteer. And then how can people get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you to donate, or get some more answers
yeah,
to their questions?
yeah, of course. You're all more than welcome to follow me on Instagram or Facebook. You can either DM me, or just anything like that. Send me a message, and I will be more than welcome to give you that information. If you feel more comfortable providing the donations to myself, I that's also another option for everybody. I can take them to the shelter, provide it to them. But and if you're interested in, like I said, the volunteering, I think that portion is right now is full, is closed. But if you are maybe considering, working there, I mean, you're working, but at the same time, you're still, you're just getting paid for it. That's the,
Right.
that's the difference
Yeah.
between volunteering and anything. So you're just getting paid for it. But if that's something that interests you, feel welcome to, contact me on Facebook, on Instagram, and I can definitely give you that information. I know they're always needing people. That's not new. They're always needing people. So I know for sure, people will be able to get in and work here, whether at the Lockland or at the Freeman Coliseum. They're always needing people, and so yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the way y'all can reach out to me, and I can definitely help that and make the process for y'all easy as well. Since I'm
Right.
already in there.
Right.
And,
Exactly.
um,
And can you tell people your social media, where to find you? I did post it on the flyers, but just in case, just tell them where to find you.
Yeah, of course. For Instagram is at Karen in the Making under Karen Miranda. Facebook, you can find me, if you just search me up as Karen Miranda. You can find me there. I don't remember the link to my Facebook, to be honest, but it's on the flyer on my Instagram. So
Yeah.
I will post that on my Instagram, just so like that people have trouble finding me on Facebook, then the link will be there.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for just joining, and thank you for doing this interview. I know it was your first one, but thank you. And just, yeah, everybody stay tuned for just some more interviews in the future. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but since the elections are over, but I know we have runoffs coming up with certain races, so maybe I might do some interviews with the runoffs, but definitely make sure you vote if you have a runoff in your district. Um, Also, I ranked choice voting. If nobody has looked at ranked choice voting, Austin just passed ranked choice voting um, on May 1st. So look into that. I'm going to try to get a representative from fairvote.org. Have you ever heard of ranked choice voting, Brandon?
No.
No. So ranked choice voting is basically you only vote the one time, right? Uh, and you basically rank your candidates in order by 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6, however many candidates there are, right? So if your top pick doesn't get the doesn't is the lowest, then it goes to your next person, your number two, and then those votes get tallied up. And it's just a process until there's a one clear winner of 50 plus 1%, which you have to have already in general, right? Um,
Hmm.
and what this would do is this would eliminate runoff elections. And do you know how much the county pays? How much the county spends on runoff elections?
No. To be honest, no.
The $10 million. So if we have ranked choice voting, it would eliminate runoff elections, and ranked choice voting is basically an instant runoff. So basically, it'll tally up everything. The people already voted for these people, right? For all these different people in their place in order, and whoever comes out on top wins the amount, wins the race, and then we don't need a runoff election. So especially like in District 2, District 5, District 3, where we have like 10 plus candidates, um, there wouldn't need to be a runoff election. So that would
Hmm.
save the county $10 million for, and then especially since we have a low voter turnout to begin with already, which is sad.
Yeah.
But you know, definitely make sure y'all stay engaged. Look for some more of those videos. Hopefully, maybe some live streams on ranked choice voting soon. So hopefully, we'll get a representative for that. But thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking time
Thank you. Of course.
to talk about it.
Yeah, and I mean, stay tuned. I do plan on keep sharing my experience on Instagram and Facebook. So if anybody would like another interview, maybe with more specific information, I will definitely be welcome to do that. And I hope maybe somehow I motivated someone to want to join and also experience it. But deep down, I also want to not investigate, but I be more involved to actually see what's actually happening in here. And if it's something that I am not scared. So if it's something that I need to report, I
Yeah.
definitely will. Because at the end of the day, my thing is to help in any way. So far I haven't experienced anything like that. So, but yeah, I thank you again, Eric, for reaching
Yeah.
out and wanting to interview me and hear me out. So
For sure. And I'd be happy to facilitate that next conversation if you want.
yes, we can
And
talk
then
about the adoption. Where
mhm,
the because now it's in my mind the adoption
right.
and where the girls going. I
Yeah.
did hear, not at the shelter, but before joining, I did hear about human trafficking. That's something that it's been in the back of my mind, to be honest, because I mean, I'm not a mom, but I don't think you have to be a mom to kind of be scared of this and want to
No.
know more of what's happening with this situation. You don't have to be a mom. I think just being a sister and just being a daughter yourself should interest you enough to want to know and stay more with what's going on and more communication, like the news, what's going on, anything like that. So that's definitely been in the back of my mind. So
Yeah, for sure. And I have 2 4-year-olds, and um,
yeah.
I've had people in public ask to take pictures of my kids, just
Mm.
random people, and I'm like, no. And that's why you don't see a lot of pictures of my kids online. I rarely ever put pictures of my kids like on my pages, like my community pages,
Hmm.
because I don't.
Yeah.
There's that thing behind in my head, and yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely a big issue in Texas and just in general. I mean, in general, worldwide, that's a big, huge issue. We have International Justice Mission.
Yeah.
Um, there's some other organization that's here in the US that they help fight human trafficking, and that's me and my wife. So those are one of our biggest kind of passions, right? Like with
Mm-hmm.
fighting human trafficking. And yeah, hopefully we can just get something, some light on that. But yeah, I'd be willing to host that next conversation if you want. People can actually drop in here and ask a question. So if you want to do that, we can do that. We could have up to 10 people in here. So, but yeah, let me know.
Yeah, of
It's open
course.
for you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you,
Awesome.
everybody. Thank you for joining, and you guys have an awesome day.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.